It's my man song, 30 called 30 Summers. You know what I'm saying? Just a blessing of making it 30 summers. You know, that's the blessing of it. We grew up in the South Boogie. Crazy times, bro. You know what I'm saying? All the senseless violence we saw, it became normal. You know what I'm saying? Just to see, you know what I'm saying? Niggas die every day, B. Like, that's a cool saying until it actually becomes like, you become numb to it. You know what I'm saying? You don't even pay attention to it no more. It's kind of regular, like, you know what I'm saying? I was saying to my mans, like, even when somebody got snuffed, when you talk about, yo, they snuffed that nigga, yo, like, you know? And you talk about it with, like, some kind of excitement. But it's like, he got punched in the face, you know? But how you tell the story is animated, you know? That nigga, yo, nigga got snuffed, yo. But it's like, it's kind of normal just to say it in that way. You know what I'm saying? It's my God, man. Yeah, so you got to get close to this mic right here.
It's valid if I talk like this.
So, peace and love, world. Welcome to another episode of Conversations with Zoe. We got another great episode for you here today. Got a special guest, my guy, my brother, the young CEO, Saucecity. Introduce yourself, brother.
Saucecity, man, the evil genius. You know, the drink speak for itself. Best drinks in the city. Glad to be here, bro.
Absolutely. Great to have you.
You already.
You know, episode 79, you know, titled Saucecity, you know, Time's Conversation with Zoe. You know, me and this young brother connected over the summer, before summer. And I'll tell you one of the first things he told me. He said, listen, whoever your drink plug is, you're not going back. And he wasn't lying. You know what I'm saying? I haven't gone back yet. We're here today, you know, to give this man his flowers and to really just have a conversation, you know, really anti-sucker shit. You know, we say sucker free on this side. And really just to have a conversation to motivate the youth, to give them perspective on, you know, there's, you know, your past does catch up to you, and we, you know, you got to pay your dues sometimes. But also, with that being said, there's a transition from the streets, and when you realize it wasn't all worth it, and you have a business, you know, you have your queen here by your side who you run a business with, those are all things that it almost makes it like, why was I doing that? But we kind of do become a product of our environment. So, but before that, let's start at the origin, man. Where you from?
From Roosevelt Island, New York. Very diverse community. You know, grew up with all different type of people. We started playing sports. You know, it's a good community. You know, it's a couple nosy people out there, but you know, it still doesn't change the fact that Roosevelt Island is a beautiful scenery. And, you know, I made some good friends. I got childhood friends from there to this day.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So, you know, your upbringing, where your parents from?
My parents, they from Africa. My father from Sierra Leone. My mom from Central Africa, Burundi. And my mother went to school in Canada, and my dad studied overseas in England.
Okay.
So they came here, and I guess they met each other. And next thing you know, I'm here.
Yeah, next thing you know, you're here, man. So, you know, so what was life growing up in Roosevelt Island? I've never been to Roosevelt Island, so like.
Yo, Roosevelt Island is what you make of it. It was good in the beginning. I mean, it still is good. It's a little more calmer now. They don't got a lot of things for the kids as they did in my generation. It was more fun. People were more together, and you know, when we were younger, we're with each other. It's not like how it is now. You know, some of my friends is fathers. You know, good fathers now. Some of my friends is away. You know, some of my friends had to go to jail. You know, some of my friends had to go to prison. So it was a very strong bond in the beginning. But you know, as time went on, some unfortunate things happened, but a lot of very good things happened as well. A lot of people I grew up with got their shit together, and you know, I'm proud of them for that.
Yeah. No, I definitely want to shout out and highlight all the black fathers out there.
Right. Very
important.
Black fathers matter.
Absolutely, black fathers matter. Shout out to my son Hendrix. You know, that's my pride and joy. You know, I really enjoy being his dad, and even that has given me a lot of perspective. Like, not being a father. You know, there's nothing gangster about that. You know, you got a lot of dudes that run blocks, but are absent fathers, and that's whack to me.
Right.
And that's a lot of the dudes that we applaud and we praise.
Right.
that we hang out with every day, you know, and they got kids out there, multiple kids out there that
Right.
they aren't taken care of. And I think that has a lot to do with a lot of the violence going on. You know, you have a lot of broken children, you know, running the streets, angry,
Right.
upset, feeling abandoned, feeling not wanted.
Right.
And, you know, that's where that comes from. The streets has open arms, you know, for these kids. And they take anybody, you know. But as they say, you know, the streets love no one.
Yeah, like a male figure is really important. Like growing up, my father always used to say, you know, you make your bed, you gotta lie in it. So, you know, I've been living off that my whole life. He
Mm.
taught me responsibility. I think responsibility is first and foremost what makes you a man at the end of the day.
Yes.
Um, if you're a father and you're not taking care of your kids, I can't even respect you as a man, so let
Mhm.
alone a father. So, um, you know, and yeah, it does got to do with violence maybe, but also I be feeling like this new generation is just about proving things to people through social media.
Yeah.
Maybe people want to be cool and you know what I'm saying, like act a certain way, behave a certain way, but yo, I mean, we all still trying to make it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nobody's better than the other. One hand washes the other, you know what I'm saying? So I think people need to know the difference between social media and real life. You know,
Mhm.
use this platform to make money like I have, you know,
Yeah.
or do some constructive with it instead
With
of, you
yourself.
know,
Yeah.
making a fake image of yourself.
Yeah. I mean, social media definitely does play a role. Definitely with you know, drill music,
Right,
you know, all of those things that kind of promote these things. You know, you got kids that have bust guns but never had a fist fight, you
right,
know, and
right.
that's crazy to me. You know, I'm a 90s baby. I was born
Yeah,
92.
right. 96
You know what I'm
baby,
saying?
man.
So, you
Yeah.
know, we from that era
Right,
of the
right,
fair one.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
So let's talk about that for a second. What happened to the fair one?
Yo, shit. I mean, it was always a fair one in your community. I know
Yeah,
when you
that's
went to
facts.
another community, you got
Yeah.
your ass whooped.
Yeah,
So, you
but
know,
but
it depends.
but getting jumped wasn't so far fetched. Like getting
Right,
shot is kind of normal now. But
right,
as far
right.
as the fan one, dudes fought. You know what I'm saying? You knuckle up.
it gotta, I don't know, probably do gotta be because of music. I was telling my shorty the other day, I feel
I
like
run
Chief
punch hitting.
Keef. Right, right.
Run
You
punch
know what I'm
hitting.
saying? I run punch
Yeah,
in, man. Shout
we're
out
gonna
the
get into
boy.
that. Be patient, y'all. We're
Shit's
gonna get
hitting,
into that.
man. Yo, so I told Shorty the other day, I think it's because of Chief Keef, man. Like
Yeah.
you know, people like him, and you know, he's one of my favorite artists to this day. But
Yeah,
like, I feel like when he made this genre of music, he was talking about his community. I don't really felt like he knew the severity of what will
Mhm.
happen in
Yeah.
the future. You know what
In
I'm
the future,
saying?
yeah.
But like, yo, Kanye West was talking about this in like lately on Drink Champs.
Yeah. Crazy interview, by the
Music
way.
does something to you.
Mhm.
The sound, the instruments, it
All
does
of that.
something to you. And
Mhm.
I feel like, yo, if you listening to drill music and you really don't like somebody and you letting the lyrics take over your mind, you letting
Yeah.
the instruments take over your mind and body, you could possibly make a mistake if you have a gun in your hand, you
Yeah.
know, like for real, for real. And it's the young kids bugging out right now
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
the
yeah.
ones with
It's
no
young.
guidance, you
It's
know.
real young.
I don't know whatever happened to picking up a basketball, you know.
Yeah, word. Word.
I don't think that's
It
cool
really
no more.
isn't. Honestly, even the origin of a gang, is not a bad thing. You know, it's a brotherhood. It really is companionship. A lot of what those children are looking for, it's just somebody to be there.
Right.
You know, some kind of stability and some kind of normalcy. And you
Right.
kind of find that love and admiration on the block.
Right.
They always there. You gonna break bread, drink a little, smoke a little, eat a little something, and it's consistency because you always know to find them. They're not gonna abandon you. As they say, misery loves company. It's a lot of fatherless people hanging out on one corner, and
Right.
that's normal. Now I have a community. Now I'm a part of something,
Right.
and what they're looking for is not bad, but they just found it in the wrong place. You know, so maybe sports wasn't working for them. Maybe it wasn't as appealing. It kind of is the same story where kids are going through tough financial situations.
Right.
You know,
That's
mom
what
deuce
really-
is working 2 jobs,
That's what
multiple
really hurts them at
siblings.
home the most. You know, when your mom working, your father doing time on absent, what you think the kid is doing. You know,
Yeah.
the kid's being raised by somebody else or on the streets.
Yeah,
I feel like what will law of the chances of crime is if everybody had a chance to get money. If everyone had a chance to get money, I don't even think people would be worried about committing crimes. It really do have to be a lot of it has to do with poverty. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like if I had the answer to it, I would. But I just know that like we can't keep thinking the same way. And I'm happy I broke out that mentality because. You know, we really crabs in a barrel. You know what I'm saying? Everybody just want to outshine each other. I think so different compared to how I used to think before. And it's just it's the same thing, new generation. When we was younger, we seen the dudes with the cars, the chains, the girls. Now, it's my generation. After that, it's going to be the next generation. Like, when is somebody going to start thinking different, outside the box, you know?
Yeah.
Where those guys at? You know what I'm saying?
But we gotta normalize, you know, being educated. And being educated doesn't mean school.
Right.
It doesn't. Because my mom got offended the other day when I told her if I would have known that I could learn what I really learned, what I know now, I wouldn't have went to college.
Right.
For what? It's a waste of time. You know, and mind you, I'll give colleges props. For me, I grew up. I was selling nutcrackers in college. You know what I'm saying? I had the whole flow. And I had to find a way to stand on 10. You know what I'm saying? Really be self-sufficient, independent. Because look what happened my senior year. My senior year of college, my father passed away. Right?
Sorry to hear that.
And had I not gone through those hardships and not been so reliant on him and found my way, my whole world would have crumbled. So God prepared me for that moment. And that's why I do respect college. I give it for what it's good for. But to be honest, it's another crab in the barrel race because they withholding information from you. How I was a business major and y'all didn't teach me stocks. You know? Yeah, y'all cheated me. Because at the end of the day, college is a business as well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Listen, you can't afford it? Take those loans out. You know what I'm saying? And them loans, APR and everything is just crazy. You know, and there's people that they finish paying their loans in their 60s and 70s, and it's like, how could you really get ahead if here I gotta go spend $120,000 to get a piece of paper, then I'm not gonna make $50,000 off the bat, maybe 35, 40, you know, and so how am I gonna make it off that, you know? But here you are, have an LLC, have a business, you read certain books, you've educated yourself, you watched YouTube, you read certain books, politics, certain people. And here you are, more successful than a person who went and spent 4 years of their life to do one thing.
Right. Sometimes people go to college to figure themselves out. I really feel like a lot of people went to college to make their parents happy.
Yes.
And that's cool. It's not wrong with honoring your parents, but you really got to figure out what you want to do.
Yes.
You know, and that's what matters at the end of the day because your parents not going to be there for you all the time.
Nope.
But I do respect the college wave, you know, because both my parents went to school, and I guess it's kind of like embedded in me. But
yeah,
like I agree with everything that you're saying 100%. Like you could be creative and make money with your creativity.
Yes.
You know, yeah, for that piece of paper is crazy. You have to literally spend like $50,000-$60,000 on a piece of paper, just so someone that doesn't know you from a hole in the wall could just you know look at your resume and say, okay, you got the job. Like, well, there's other people that are probably smarter than that person because people in college cheat.
Yeah, they cheat.
But
listen, like my cousin told me, think about it. In school, you gotta look at your own paper.
Right.
Gotta work independently. You can't looking at your paper is cheating.
Right.
But just in the real world, partnerships is how you grow things.
Right.
You work together. You collaborate.
Right.
You don't do it on your own. But the education system teaches you to do your own test, you know, not help the person next to you, you know, and so it teaches you how to be an employee.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you just, that's all you know. You know how to follow direction. Because if you fail, it's a bad thing. Right. You're not supposed to fail. But in real life, if you fail, figure what doesn't work, try it again and succeed, then you run with that.
Right.
But you can't fail in school because then you're deemed a failure. And that's what your identity is wrapped around. But in the business world, me and you collaborate. You know what I'm saying? Your platform, my platform makes a bigger platform.
Right.
But school don't teach you that.
No, I don't. Networking is the key to success.
Mm-hmm.
I swear to God, you could be the smartest person, but if you're not, you could be the smartest person, but if you're not liked enough,
Yeah,
You know, it could block your blessings. So
absolutely.
I feel like networking, just being a kind person, generous. It's all right to be humble, but not too humble, because you don't want people to step all over you.
Yeah,
You know, but just be assertive and know what you want.
yeah,
That's the best thing I could say to all the entrepreneurs out there, and everybody that's trying to get ahead in life,
yeah,
and try to do something new. Just look at something like, try not to do it for the money at first. Do it because you enjoy it, and
yes,
if you find happiness out of it, then you can make a lot of money
yeah,
doing something you enjoy.
absolutely. So, when do things start to take a turn for you, as far as now you're running the streets?
Getting in trouble a lot. Honestly, I got tired of getting in trouble, or it got boring, and I got older and more mature.
Yeah. But what led you down that path? Like, so you're saying you got two educated parents. Life was pretty good for you. They
Right.
embedded education into you. So how did you take that left? So we're gonna transition to the right, but how did you take the
I was
left?
the only child,
Okay.
so I never was taught how to fight, never was taught how to defend myself. Um, so I used to be outside, and you know how boys are when they're young. Sometimes you get into fist fights. You'll play sports. I always was outside. Like, I
Yeah.
never was a homebody. I always was outside when you were younger, and a lot of things I felt like I had to teach myself, and one thing led to another, and your friends, they're like your brothers when you're younger, and me, I'm an only child, so I took that bond and that friendship a little more extreme.
Yeah.
Like, nah, this is my brother, I'm gonna really ride out for him.
Yeah.
But as you get older, you start realizing that the energy is not recuperated the same way, not with everybody.
Yeah.
So it took me some time to mature and really understand who's really there for me and who's not, and not to have my loyalty being taken advantage of. I felt like I was victim to the streets because I didn't really know any better.
Yeah.
Like I said, my parents, they not from here, so they didn't really have an understanding growing up here, but I did.
Yeah.
And with the things that I know now, I could take this knowledge and raise my kid a certain way.
Yeah.
Um, but I always was outside, and I guess that's what you could say led me to be on the streets. To start with hanging out, playing sports, and then it'll start to be coming home late. Regular kid shit.
Yeah.
Getting in trouble.
Yeah.
I was a normal kid. The same thing everyone went through. Maybe I got in trouble more than the average kid.
Yeah.
Go to stores, steal stuff like that, candy.
Yeah.
Just a lot of dumb shit.
A lot of dumb shit. Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
like. But I was always respectful though. But I was a knucklehead, man. I was a knucklehead.
Nah, for sure. So from there, so let's jump forward as to what led us to, we were gonna do this podcast. That's something that we spoke about, before
Several
summer.
times, yeah.
But then now it's like we gotta get it done. So what's been going on with you lately?
Yeah, what's been going on lately? See, I had when this Saucecity brand started off positivity. I actually started when I came out of jail, and I used it as a distraction for me while I was fighting my trial. And as I got older, things started getting more serious. I was involved in a lot of serious things, but I always was a good person at heart. But I did mess up, and I did make a lot of mistakes, and we had to hurry up this podcast because unfortunately I won't be here by January. Gotta go away for a certain amount of time. But I'll be back, mentally stronger and physically stronger, and Salt City will be bigger then than it is now. So, this will come with the streets. You gotta, like my father said, you gotta make it better. You gotta lie in it. This will come with the streets. If you're gonna be on the streets, there's consequences to this. So like I tell the youngins, man, just try to get some money or something. Fuck gang banging and all that stuff, cause it's not as thorough as it was back in the day. People gonna tell. People gonna fold. If you got a family and you got a girl that cares about you, it's not really worth it at the end of the day. because all you doing is hurting people that care about you.
Yeah.
You know, to prove reputation. I personally wasn't proving a reputation, but like I said, you know, when you in the streets and there's just certain things that happen, you know, and unfortunately, I got caught up with something, and I just gotta, you know, I gotta do the time for it, you know. But you know, it's all about taking it like a man. It's all how you look at things, you know.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it as something positive. I'm looking at it as something that's gonna change me into being a better person. It's not my first rodeo. I've been in trouble before. Been a juvenile, you know, Rikers Island. All that stuff is whack, and it's all the same thing, you know. But you know, I swear, man. Like after this, I swear to my grandmother, you know, she's like a mother to me, you know. This would be the last time I ever involve myself in anything like this ever again, you know. It's really a waste of time. And to be honest, if I could take certain things back, I would. But you know, everything happens for a reason. So God got me, so I ain't worried about nothing.
Nah, God got you 100%, bro, and that's why you know I saw your post, and I didn't respond. I just like I'm gonna call you, bro.
Right, I appreciate
you know,
that.
And
that
I
was
called
genuine.
you, and I was like, I gotta call my brother, bro.
Right,
like,
that's genuine
you know what I'm
shit,
saying,
for
for
real.
real. And I gotta call you, check up on you, and see where you at. You know what I'm saying? See what's up, see where you are mentally, and see how I can support you. And you know, you just had the opportunity to give you your flowers, and because really is like what you did is not where you are right now. You know what I'm saying? That's just your past. So like, Saucecity is booming, the young CEO is booming. You know, you in the stocks, you getting money, you doing a lot of beautiful things. You have your queen who's here today.
Right.
You know, so that's like, you know, just your past haunting you.
Right.
You know, but it's kind of I could only imagine what that's like. You know, paying for something that like you're removing yourself from. But as you said, you know, it's something that's going to change you, and it's going to be a transition, and you know more now than you knew then.
Yeah, everything happens for a reason. Like I said, I didn't know I'd be in this situation. I didn't know I'd be a CEO. I didn't know about none of this. It took me to get in trouble to get to where I'm at. So sometimes getting in trouble is a blessing, but it's how you take it.
Yeah.
You know, if you learn from your mistakes, then you know your head is on your shoulders, and you know you keep it rolling. But for those people that don't learn from their mistakes, it's just gonna be a life of misery, and you know, in and out of jail, in and out of prison. Who really wants to do that? You know, especially if you like girls. You know what I'm saying? Just stay out here, make some money, and what's gangster is taking care of your family.
Absolutely.
That's what gangster is.
Absolutely. One thing I want to highlight that you said is you said it was a waste of time. You know, so I think a lot of people take time for granted.
Right. So time is the most valuable thing, more valuable than money.
Yes. And you know, you can't get like today, you know, it's almost over. We can't get it back.
Can't.
You know, so as far as all of those things, you know, where do you see Saucecity going?
Well, 5 years from now, I expect Saucecity to be in a store. And I want this brand to, you know, my goal was to always have this logo on 42nd Street, you know, like the big billboard. That's what I always wanted.
That's hard.
So, I don't know, like, yo, I'm a real believer in manifestation. Yo, if you talk it into existence, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, I wear Saucecity regularly, you know, my jacket, the brand Saucecity. I'm gonna stand up, show you.
Yeah.
Saucecity on my jacket, my logo. Got it in the back. You know, I wear it everywhere.
Absolutely.
Know? My hat. So when something is in your heart and you take it everywhere with you, it's very hard to forget about it. You know, this has been my dream.
Yeah.
Now, and I really feel like it fits me. It fits us.
Absolutely.
We started this from just, you know, making drinks out of boredom, like for real. And we're like, yo, these drinks actually taste really good.
Yeah.
And before you know it, we went to a bartending school. You know, we got a certificate. Start learning about business.
Who's we?
Oh, me and Queen Sauce.
So you see, so for all the couples out there, right?
Yeah. Start getting.
It's not like the Queen waited for him to get on. They got on together.
Right?
And that's the beautiful thing that I really want to highlight. And we'll definitely have on the. Can we agree that we're gonna have you on one of these days? Yeah, so you see, we're going to have an episode, and we're gonna highlight female entrepreneurship.
Right.
And it's one of those things that they went to bartending school together.
Right.
You know.
That was fun. I miss those days.
Yeah.
And we caught it right before the pandemic too.
Mm-hmm.
Right before the pandemic. I was like, wow, it was meant for us to have this.
Yeah, it was. It was. It definitely was. So, when you got out of jail and you transitioned to Saucecity, like, what were you thinking, and what were kind of the first couple of things you did? Like, was it like look YouTube, or you read a book, or a conversation, or like what was it that was like, all right, I got to distract myself, but like, how did you find that distraction?
I was just so happy to get out at that moment. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm like, okay, I'm out now, and I don't want to go back in.
Yeah.
So I used to stay home. I used to stay home to the point where, you know, like my parents would be like, yo, why are you staying in your room for? Like, nah, I'm just thinking, you know, when I was saying to myself, I think, and I'm like, all right, so it's, because I was writing notes in jail about doing this. I was talking to her over the phone. I'm like, yo, I'm going to bring this into existence. Like, I was talking to her over the phone, like, yo, they're going to start a brand, SHC. I just remember having so many notes. And it took one step at a time. I used to write things on my wall, right? I used to have notes. And I used to be like, all right, come up with a brand, check. You know, make another brand logo, check. And just, you know, just have a list of things I'll check out. Like, all right, make your first 1,000, check. Make your first 2,500, check. And it's like, yo, hold on, like, wow, this is really like happening. So I was happy, and that's what kept me motivated, me being happy.
Yeah.
I was happy, and I was seeing progress.
Mm-hmm.
I was seeing something that everyone wanted. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, let me make drinking affordable.
Mm-hmm.
Cause we had a connect for this. You know, my mom was to connect, so she'll get top shelf liquor, and we'll cut it down, and we'll mix it with different drinks, make all flavors. We got Henny Coladas, right? This is just examples.
Yeah, everything. So listen, as a consumer,
right?
Everything is Casamigos, Patron, Henny.
Yeah,
you know, there's no Everclear 151. None of that. You know what I'm saying? Everything is premium. You know what I'm saying? And it's very affordable. So for those who came to my birthday party, those flew, bro. I thought I was going to stash a couple, and they found my stash, bro. Gone.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? And $100 worth. You know, these are $5 right here.
$5 and $10.
You know,
if I had leaders, I would have brought them. If I had the leaders,
Absolutely.
I would have brought them. But we got these starting at 5, 10, and then we got the leaders for 40 and the gowns for 60.
Yeah.
And they all sell, like they all go out crazy.
Yeah. When you come back, we going on a little college tour. I feel like we should hit the HBCUs and get a little Saucecity,
right.
Little Saucecity bus or van.
They have HBCUs in New York.
Nah, but we out. We're going down south. We're gonna try to hit them all. You know, and maybe we could start up top in Albany or whatever it is, and just be outside and politic with the college kids and know, get into that crowd. You know, but either way, you know, that's something that I definitely want to continue to support. I definitely wanted to bring you on here just to show the transition, you know, to show that you're doing something positive with your life. You kind of saw that, you know, the things you were doing didn't have value in it, and there was no longevity in running the streets.
Right, no longevity.
So when you hear the word informant, what comes to mind?
A rat.
Yeah.
I don't like informants.
Yeah. So for those youth out there, for those young guys, you gotta take what comes with it. It's the penitentiary or the cemetery. That's it.
Talk.
And as cliche as it sounded when we were kids, you either end up dead or in jail. That's what all the old heads said. But the old heads is right.
Right.
How old are you today?
25.
I'm 29. How many funerals you been to?
Been to a few.
Same here. You know, I'm sure if you add up mine and yours, it's over 10. You know, easily. Yeah, you know, these are, you know, friends. You know, my first, one of my best friends died when I was 17. He was murdered. And, you know, that's hard. You know, at 17, you know, he didn't get to graduate high school. He didn't get to go to college. He didn't get to have kids. Like, life, that's it. Life is over. You know, there's no coming back from that. And I think a lot of the youth are feeling like they can reinvent the wheel or they untouchable, or they feel like they found a new way to stay out the way. But honestly, it's kind of hard to stay out the way in that kind of life, especially what you're trying to achieve, especially when you have, people glorifying these things, where honestly, a lot of these, it's cap, a lot of these people don't got that many ops, bro. You know what I'm saying? You probably don't even know that many people, bro.
They just bored.
They just bored, bro.
And they broke.
I think it's paranoia, too.
They probably hungry, too. When you hungry, you in a bad mood all the time.
Yeah.
They probably just need some food.
Yeah, they ain't eating.
They ain't gonna stop beefing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're not eating well, Right. And it's one of those things that I feel like we touched on it earlier with poverty. Where there's poverty, there's violence.
Yeah.
Right? But I want to break something down to you, right? So you have two young boys, right? You have Jamal and you have Remy, right? Two brothers living projects, public houses, right? Now mom gets subsidies, she gets food stamps, she gets the whole 9 yards for them, right? Say over the span of those kids' lives, the government has given them $150,000, right? But that's just rent and all those things that they receive, right? Those two kids go to jail, right? 10 years a pop.
Now they getting all that money back.
Thank you. So you caught it before I even finished it.
Right.
So those two, 10 a pop, 50,000 a year, 500,000 each of them, and now the government and the man, they just made $1 million. So they small. That was an investment. We put you in the projects. We put you in shitty neighborhoods, shitty schooling. I won't say teachers because some of the teachers are actually trying. They're just in a tough situation with not a lot of resources. Mm-hmm. But if we really break down to it, that was in the $150 investment that we made $850,000 off of. And that's just two guys. That's just two black children in these areas.
Yeah, jail's like $1 billion industry. They market off things like this. And if you're not strong mentally, you just gonna make them rich. Like, think about it like this. Going to jail just makes somebody else's rich.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, I'm not trying to make nobody rich by myself and the people that support me in Saucecity, So, yeah, I'm definitely not trying to be somebody's way of income. Hell no, especially in a way like that,
No, especially in a way like that. And it's tough because I think a lot of us have lost hope. I feel like if you really walk around your neighborhood and you really look at people's face, it just look hopeless. Right. Like what is there to live for? And to be honest, I did an episode on public assistance. I think it's my 60th episode, where public assistance is generational as well. If if you have 3 families, you'll have grandma, mother, and daughter,
right,
all on public assistance. Living in the same apartment, passed down, or grandma moves to this project, you live in these projects, but it's something that is generational. And that's we develop a why try harder mentality. And that's why the world passes us by. So black people, we do have to get it. Black people and Latinx people, we do have to do better because we are where they put us. And we're sort of kind of okay with that. What I'm saying?
You gotta break out that comfortable mentality. Mm-hmm. That's why there's immigrants coming here, kicking ass.
Absolutely.
Doing what they gotta do in school.
Absolutely.
And getting, all the jobs we supposed to have, Mm-hmm. But it's only because they deserve it,
Yeah, they do deserve
immigrants is what makes this country run.
Absolutely.
So shout out to the legal immigrants, especially my parents. Mm-hmm. They are what makes America great.
Absolutely.
People like that, But,
absolutely.
We also gotta be grateful for our situation because, hey, there's people living in the projects, but there's people in other countries with no running water.
So it's
sneakers, So we might feel poor, but trust me, there's someone way more poor. You understand what I'm saying? And those people would switch in a heartbeat to have what you have and excel with that and do 10 times as much than we have, because it's like we don't know better, but when you know knowledge is self, right? Mm-hmm. It all goes back to education, like you said. Knowledge is self, and you understand that you a king or you a descendant from a king, descendant from a queen, then you start treating yourself different. Mm-hmm. And once you start treating yourself different, you start treating other people different. That's why, I don't really like I don't really like to, say the derogatory names like, yo, nigga. I like to say king.
Yeah,
Yo, what's good, king or queen? I like saying things like that because it uplifts people.
yeah,
We gotta start talking to each other like that.
yeah, yeah. We got to see value in one another,
Right,
and I think part of the violence is people that don't value themselves first,
right. Yeah, they
and,
don't.
and don't value the next person next to them. And I think that's where a lot of this stems from, is seeing value. So that's where things like my nonprofit, Slice of Excellence, where we trade report cards for pizza, it's one of those things where I want kids to be acknowledged. I want
Right,
their hard work to be, on forefront. Like, yo, like I saw you, like we see you, and that's something that can go a long way. A lot of family don't have, like, even though it costs $22 to, you know, to fund the kid, right? I sent 2 pizzas to their house,
hmm
and that's including delivery and tip, and everything's included. But it's one of those things where $20, a lot of families don't have it. That can go towards a light bill or towards uniform or towards food on the table. And eating out is a luxury. It's not
right,
something that, it's a natural born right that we all get to do it. And what I'm doing with my nonprofit allows me to give kids that little sense of reward and incentive. And someone has acknowledged my good doing, my consistency in school. And
right,
I think that's only going to motivate more children across New York City and hopefully globally across the United States to do better in school,
right.
you know? And that's my plan, bro, just to continue to scale and grow it as big as possible.
Yeah, man, you're doing excellent work in the community. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
You're taking steps to heal the community step by step. It needs more. This community needs more people like us,
Yeah,
with the same interests.
yeah,
Not only to better ourselves, but to better our community.
yeah,
There's too much greedy people out here.
yeah,
It's not good to be too greedy. Let everybody eat.
yeah,
And once you let everybody eat, no one gonna starve. No one gonna be worrying about your plate or looking at your plate. That's how I look at it.
yeah,
And I want
absolutely.
everybody I love and got love for to make it and be successful. There's too much money out here. We not in war. If you want to be at war, sign up for the military. Don't treat the streets like war. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? We really trying to build generational wealth, like you
yeah,
said.
absolutely.
People want to gang bang, shoot guns. Yo, sign up for the military. It's free.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But if you out here, you gotta live a certain way. You gotta live as such.
yes,
You know.
absolutely. So with you going away soon, how has it been with your parents?
Yeah, that's the hardest part, man. I just had a conversation with them today. It was just all honesty. I told them like I don't want you guys to be sad. You guys gotta be strong for me because I already took my consequences and I made peace with them. So I basically laid out a blueprint to them and I told them like, yo, this is what I'm gonna do when I'm in there. These are the books that I want to read, and I feel like my confidence today made them feel much better. They're actually in a more better mood
Yeah,
now than they was before I came to the house. So
yeah,
I'm a leader, and they respect that, and if I was mopey and I had my head down and I was
yeah,
sad, it probably would affect them. But even if I'm going through something, I try not to show nobody it.
yeah,
I try to keep those things away because I know my parents' health matters. It matters to me more than it does to them,
yeah,
and I need them around here to see the success,
yeah,
So that's my ultimate goal. I want to have them out here because
yeah,
I got something to prove to them,
yeah,
Doesn't matter, I don't care. I could care about what anyone else's opinion is on me. I want to prove to my parents that, like, yo, this was worth it. I
yeah,
can't wait to just say, damn, I made it,
yeah. Nah, for sure. We definitely.
So yeah, I spoke to them like,
Hmm.
yo, minus setback, major comeback, and we all on the same team, and we were ready.
Yeah,
It's not like I'm gone forever. It's a short period of time. Probably
yeah,
in 18 months, I should be home. So I'm just gonna go up there and do what I gotta do at the end of the day. And
yeah,
then I'm gonna my goal is to make it back home.
yeah. And nah, you most definitely will make it back home. You're God's son at the end of the day. He's gonna take great care of you. He's gonna show you the way. Any way I can support you, I'll be here.
Appreciate you, my guy. This right here is enough support as it is too, you know, because I know you're a father. At the end of the day, you're doing a great job too, by the way.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
But you know, you doing this is, you know, speaks a lot of volumes to me. The fact that you called me, asked me how I'm doing, I really appreciate that. Like, we really need more genuine people like that.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
and I'll do the same for you too. You know?
Yeah. Now I'm trying to. I feel like we could all. We're stronger together. You know.
Right.
Whether
That's exactly what Kanye
you know,
said, man.
we are, and we have to. Like right now, you're doing something. Like right now, I can collaborate with you. You know, when you come back with the drinks and the pizza, we could do an event for parents. Right. You know, acknowledge the parents. You know, right. Like we doing the kids every week. Let's bring the parents out. Y'all come, have a drink, eat pizza, politic, just let your hair down, dance a little.
Right.
That would be something smooth because parents go through a lot to, you know, buying uniforms, putting food on the table. They working. Like they going, you know, paying daycare, paying people to pick up their kids. And then you spending 40 hours a week at your job. Then you're trying to spend, you know, you're trying to fit everything into 2 days and Saturday and Sunday and it's right back to it. And parents don't really get a lot of credit for the sacrifices that they make, right, you know, for their children. So definitely that's a way for us to, you know, politic and you know, put our organizations together. And I just feel that that's a better way to go about it. You know, right. We kind of, it's too much self-hate going on in the hood. It's too much, you know, trying to always one-up each other. And that to me is corny. Like,
you gotta break that cycle.
Yeah, you got to break that cycle. Because if you get into business and you look at stocks and you look at all of those things, all of those people collaborate. They break bread. Like, Berkshire Hathaway, what's his name? Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett holds an event, you know, for other CEOs and business owners and millionaires and billionaires, right? And he tells them, this is where I'm at. This is where I'm putting my money in. This is where I took my money out of here. This is like, he literally shares his information with all of these people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, billionaires hang out with billionaires.
Billionaires hang out with billionaires. That's facts.
People gotta hang out with successful
Absolutely.
people.
Absolutely. And not being afraid to pass on information, you know?
Right. Like, all right, let's make it real simple for all those fashion heads out there. You know, everybody loves fashion. Balenciaga, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, they all in cahoots with each other. They all share some type of equity or stocks with each other, you know?
Yep.
So it's like, you know, if they could do that, you know, why can't we? You know what I'm saying? We spending all our money on them. We spending our money on a name, you know? Yeah. Not necessarily. All right, it could be it could be the fabric, it could be the material. Yeah. But at the end of the day, these are people's names that we're spending their money on. Why can't we build our names?
100%.
You know, I want to have I started a name brand clothing, but you know, when we have our clothes in the store, I want, you know, people to go to Macy's or go to Fifth Avenue and be like, wow, I want that Saucecity shirt. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that will make me feel good. You know. Like, America's for sale, man. Let's grab as much as we can. You know?
You know, dream big or don't dream at all. Right. You know, and it's all attainable. And it doesn't have to be the school route. You know, I think trade school is the fastest route to being a business owner. If you're gonna have a, you know, plumber, electrician, any of those things. Like, don't let people tell you that college is the only way. It's not the only way. You know, whether you're gonna educate yourself, go into stocks, real estate. You know, shout out to Earn Your Leisure, Wall Street Trapper, all those platforms. The information's out there at this point. And the people giving the information look just like us. Right. So we've never been in a time like this. Right. Where we're getting the information.
All the information is on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. Anything you want to learn. You know what I'm saying? The other day, this has not related, but I couldn't open the wine bottle. If you stick a nail in it, take a plier, pull it out, you open the wine bottle. Found it on YouTube.
A nail?
You put a nail and you hit it with a hammer.
Wow.
And then you take a plier, pull it out. Think about it, it's the same thing. You know, so you put the nail in the cork, take a plier, pull it out. And there it is. So you learn it on YouTube. So anything you want to show interest in and invest your time in, you know, it's all there for you. Right. You know, so, you know, Saucecity is the greatest thing out right now.
Drinks in the city, man.
Really quickly, you know, what's the process behind these drinks?
Yo, we put all the drinks into it's a concoction of drinks. We have like a bowl. We usually post it up on Instagram.
Yeah.
And you know, we just throw everything in there. This is just an example. Like, if you're gonna make a Patron jungle juice, we'll cut up fruits of oranges. You know, uh, put them in the pouches. You know,
Yeah.
this is like the garnish for the pouch.
Yeah.
Cut them up, put them in pouches. Pour a bottle of that. Pour some lemonade. Pour some Sprite. You know, just build up some concoction. You know,
Yeah.
and we'll turn it into a super drink.
Yeah.
You know, add some triple sec in there, some little flavors. You know, a lot of secrets that I ain't
Yeah.
gonna
Do
expose.
do you have this all written down?
We did have it written down, but we've been doing it for so long that
Yeah.
we know all this. We already know the steps to it already.
Yeah.
So we got this at like
And
9.
who's better, you or the queen?
I'm gonna say she's better. I'm gonna say she's better. She could definitely make drinks faster than me too.
Yeah.
I mastered at the nutcrackers. She mastered at the pouches.
Yeah.
She made these pouches. I made the nutcrackers.
Yeah. How was it? How was it? I think you met Jadakiss, you know?
Yeah, I met Styles P. Yo, he's
Yeah.
humble, man. He's
Yeah.
cool. I met a few celebrities. You know, even hustling on 42nd Street, I met Rowdy Rebel. You know, I was
Yeah.
like, nah, yo, that's the homeboy, man. Let me say what up to him and shit.
Yeah.
And he took the rum punch. Everybody loves the rum punch.
Yeah,
There's something
yeah.
about the rum
Nah,
punch.
we all got a little. I'm from the Bronx, so my island connection, uptown, Gun Hill.
Right.
You know, my Jamaicans up there.
Right.
You know.
Shout out to Sleepy Hollow. You know, he
Yeah.
loved this drink too.
Yeah.
He was
Nah, yeah, like I said, everybody that came to my birthday party,
Right.
they flew. They flew. You know, so the last thing we're gonna transition out of, you know, if you could give a message to the youth, you know, what would you say?
Yo, follow your dreams and don't get distracted. Like, do not get distracted. You know, it's all right to put your phone away. You know, fuck social media. If you're gonna use social media, use it to
get
benefit
money.
yourself and to get money. You know, don't make this your life. You know, live your real life.
Yeah.
And just make that a hobby. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Don't switch the two.
Yeah.
Make Instagram a hobby and stick to being who you are in real life.
Yeah.
And like, you know, don't give up, you know. Still keep being creative. The only time you give up is when you're dead.
Yeah.
So as long as your heart's still pumping, do not give up.
Absolutely. So to piggyback on that, you woke up today, you know, you're breathing with intent.
Right.
You know, you may not have your purpose, but you still have a purpose because you're here. You know, so message to your younger self.
Right. A message to my younger self.
Message to your younger self.
If I could go back in time and tell my
Yeah,
younger
like
self,
if you could go back, you know, see, you know, baby Saucecity, you know, or 16, 17, or maybe
don't
when
trust nobody.
Yeah,
Nah, let me
don't-
stop. Nah, that's definitely one of them though.
Mhm.
That and you know, I'm not gonna say being in the gang because it's not really about being in the gang. It's what you do in the gang.
Yeah.
If I'll tell myself, if I could go back, I'll tell myself, but I can't really go back. You know why? Because I don't live life with regrets. I
Yeah.
feel like all the things that I went through made me who I am now.
Yeah.
I'm happy I learned from those mistakes.
Yeah.
Because the way I was heading in like, you know, I was heading toward a self-destructive path.
Yeah.
You know, so I needed that to humble me. Like
Yeah.
a couple of years ago, 2015, 2014, I was an adolescent. I was out of line. Like, you
Yeah.
know, I had a lot of muscles on me and I just didn't know how to act. Like,
Yeah.
you know, very confrontational. And, you know, it's like, yo, this is not how the real world acts. People
Yeah.
will look at you like, nah, he's canceled. Like, that's how the real world is. Like, no one is going to argue with you or fight with you.
Yeah.
They're just going to cancel you. And you're
Yeah.
going to be stressing and, like, complaining yourself. Like, damn, why there's no opportunities my way? Because nobody likes you. Nobody likes a bully. Nobody.
Yeah.
And not to say I was a bully, but I definitely was just somebody that didn't listen.
Yeah.
And now I could listen now, you know. So I wouldn't really tell the younger me anything. I think what I went through made me like this, made me a stand up dude.
Yeah.
And I grew up and I was raised well, so it is what it is at this point.
Yeah.
I'm just learning and I'm learning and I'm growing.
Yeah.
So that's the best thing I can say.
No, I mean, I think we got to take the positive out of the negative,
Right.
and we have to see things for what they were, and all of those things are made you who you are, but aren't what you are.
Right.
You know, right now you're worried about being a young CEO and making it back home, and putting on for your family. So from all subscribers for Conversation with Zoe, all of your family, your friends, your queen. We can't wait to see you when you get back home.
Yeah, thank you, man. Be back home real
we'll
soon.
We'll definitely be on a boat smoking cigars.
Right. Make sure y'all follow the page on IG.
Yeah, follow the page,
Saucecity.
Absolutely,
Two
man.
Y's.
So we're going to get up, man. Thank you for your time,
my brother.
man.
You already,
Always,
man.
So, hey, like, subscribe, comment, check us out.
All right, man. Peace.